hey, fellow adults, would you go to hedonism too? Like this moral high ground he's trying to do. I'm protecting my kids when you neglected them. You didn't feed your kids. They stunk. Their clothes were filthy, but I'm just trying to protect my kids. Yeah, it's a bit late for that, isn't it, Nick?
That should terrify you.
No, actually, it's not terrifying. It's actually like comforting to know that scumbags like you get what they deserve. How about that, you fucking loser?
All right, now let's go into the Josh Moon versus Rekieta folder. So we're starting off with some of the relevant clips here.
Okay.
Here we have Rekieta claiming that Alicia Sweep lied.
Whoa.
Which I just want to say, why would she lie?
Yeah.
Why? Why would this public servant, this public official,
she
this
was
CPS
the one,
agent,
yeah, CPS agent, yeah.
why would she lie, Rekieta? She has no motivation to lie. She has no incentive to lie and potentially perjure herself and get herself into shit.
And lose her job and lose everything. But
by the way, the real motivation for it, obviously, the implication is that this is a conspiracy. Meanwhile, Rekieta is pretending, I never said there was a conspiracy. I never said anybody lied. Well, let's have a look here. Obviously, that's what you're going for.
I said, Alicia Sweep lied, stating that I prevented her from accessing the bedroom and closing the door. That was a lie under oath. That was a lie under oath.
Why would she lie under oath?
Why would she lie?
Alicia
It doesn't make any sense, Rekieta.
Candy Ojai County, Minnesota, lied under oath in the case.
We don't believe you, Rekieta. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, everything he says is just all lies.
Completely clean on all of our drug tests. You're like, the first drug test I submitted, yes, I tested positive for alcohol.
So you weren't clean on all of your drug tests, were you, buddy?
Come on.
So imagine after all of this stuff, after having your kids taken away, you're charged with felonies, facing 20 years in prison. You've embarrassed yourself jerking off on live stream in front of the whole world. You still go back to the bottle and piss hot.
What the fuck?
But,
So,
he's just a totally wonderful, great person. The whole world's against him. He didn't do nothing. Right.
I just fucking lied about what I said. He lied about what I said in his affidavit.
No, he didn't, Rekieta. No, he didn't, Rekieta. Rekieta, you have been hinting at when you go and do these talk show circuits on Camelot show, hinting that there's a conspiracy, that the state is against you. You're alleging that people are lying. Like, this isn't a lie in the affidavit. If you go over the clips like that we have done on this show, that we're on Camelot show, Rekieta's telling people to, if they want to know more about his case, to go listen to Robert Barnes. What's Robert Barnes saying? That it's a conspiracy against him.
Yeah.
So Josh didn't lie in the affidavit. And Rekieta, by the way, tries to bait Josh in the DMs into perjuring himself. But I just want to point out, Rekieta's first thing after getting his kids back, which he only got them back, so far as I can tell, because he agreed to have the grandparents move into his house to supervise him and make sure he wasn't doing drugs in the house. That's how he got his kids back. And the process of CPS is still not over. Okay. You're still facing criminal charges. None of this has been resolved, but it's a big W. He got his kids back. It's a massive L that they were taken in the first place, bud.
And you know about Barnes?
None of this would have happened. I just want to point out, like, trying to put this back on Josh and put it back on Kiwi Farms or throw it in our face or whoever's face or Alyssa's face or whoever. Rekieta, this is the consequences of your own actions. It's you had an ounce of cocaine in your house, which, you know what? You never would have got raided, except for the fact you decided to stream constantly high out of your mind and drunk, to the point where the last stream you were either masturbating yourself or getting off by your mistress side piece, buddy. So none of this is Josh's fault. None of this is Kiwi Farms' fault. It's your fault. And I just want to say, too, when he tries to turn this around and go, oh, guys, it's the Kiwi Farms, guys, it's the Kiwi Farms, it's not. It's just not. Anyway, let's.
And by the way, I don't want to. I mean, part of my friends.
What happened to him?
I mean, pardon my French, but Rekieta's being a real jerk.
Oh, he really is. But he spends all day reading Kiwi Farms.
Yeah.
And has the balls to say that Josh is the one and everybody else is the ones that are terminally online. At least Josh has the excuse, Rekieta, that he's the owner of the website. That's how he makes his livelihood. So of course he's going to be on it all the time. You, on the other hand, have the choice to not be on Kiwi Farms, to not read your thread, to not seethe about what's happening. But instead, you publicly seethe about it, and then you're privately DMing Josh essay after essay after essay, letting the Kiwi Farms live rent-free in your head, buddy. Why don't you just fucking log off? In fact, buddy, why don't you just get off the internet forever? Just get the fuck off. Log off. If you don't like what people are saying about you and you don't think it's fair, get the fuck off the internet. You're supposedly a lawyer. Why don't you go practice law? Or how about this? Just live off your trust fund. But no, he has to get the dub. He has to force it down. No, guys, I'm vindicated. No, you're not.
There is no dub. And by the way.
And then when I'm like, hey, dude, I didn't say that. He's like, haha, you did. It's like, where?
The nose is sounding a little stuffed.
So we're going to have a look at
stuff.
part of Josh's response to him today. And then we're going to watch as much of his live stream that Alyssa clipped up as we possibly can. But I'm just starting to get to the point with this where I'm really done with it. I genuinely get pissed off when Rekieta tries to gaslight the whole world and pretend as though this just magically happened to him. It's a government conspiracy. But then he goes, no, I never said that, guys. I never said that. Well, what is it? I don't know how the coke got in the house, guys. Like, the implication is that the police planted it. But what Rekieta does, and it's so frustrating throughout this entire thing, is he goes at these little minutiae that don't matter, such as the way Josh is addressing him or the way Josh is talking. And he feels like if he can win on this minor little point, then somehow magically it erases the fact that his daughter tested positive for cocaine. His house was raided by the police. He has criminal charges against him. His children were taken away. He was exposed as being in a polycule. Like, it doesn't. It doesn't, bro.
No, I should explain that after Tuesday,
just everyone rest easy knowing that he's a tortured soul. Everyone hates him. He's humiliated, and he's acting like he's all fine and shit, but he's actually seething constantly. So,
someone told me in the Rekieta thread, just threw out there, it says, Josh, you're probably not going to get the body cam footage. Now, I don't like being told that I can't do something.
I will say, somebody in chats, they're arguing that Rekieta shouldn't have to release the body cam. But, Rekieta did argue in the past that every single aspect of the process should be public so that everybody can see what's going on. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, no?
Actually, when I really, 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 really want something to actually personally review the statutes regarding the Minnesota release of body cam footage. And I found a very interesting point that I believe might allow us to get some of the body cam footage because we very strictly meet the criteria. Effectively, the sheriff's office of Candido County is at liberty to release body cam footage to dispel rumors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is not a very high bar to meet.
There are a lot of rumors that are surrounding this, including Barnes floating that the cops planted the coke, that there's a government conspiracy against Rekieta for being a truth teller, rumors that the house is filthy, there's this, there's that. So it would dispel all those rumors if the body cam footage was released. Well, Rekieta goes, well, we have to protect the children. Well, the children would be censored out of the footage. That's why it would take so long for it to be released.
Exactly.
Because they have to go through and blur their faces and alter their voices. And Rekieta's next defense beyond that is, well, we can't let people know the layout of the home.
Shut the
up. The layout of the home is already publicly available in many places. Yeah, but he's also listed his homes for sale. So he's put that information out there already himself.
Yeah.
So the only reason he doesn't want this released, which is obvious, is it's going to be horribly embarrassing for him.
Exactly.
It's going to reveal the state of his home, that the police weren't lying, that the police didn't plant drugs in his home, and that Rekieta was a seething, malding, drugged out mess. And that's what we're going to find out if we get the body cam. But Rekieta is desperate to try and keep it suppressed, and I understand why, but it's hypocritical when you consider that his stance was always for it to be publicly released.
Yes.
Widespread rumor, which can be dispelled to the benefit of public trust in law enforcement by the release of the body cam footage. And this is a very different burden than other burdens because, number one, we don't have to actually have Rekieta consenting to anything or saying anything too stupid himself. As long as there is a rumor to be dispelled that would be benefited by the release of the body cam footage, then we can try to justify it through that angle. And to our benefit, Rekieta has been not saying too much publicly about the police or the Health and Human Services, especially when it comes to the date of the search. But Rekieta has been in the ear of other people, notably Robert Barnes, who was an attorney on the Rittenhouse trial, Viva Fry, a YouTuber with over 600,000 subscribers, Camelot, another YouTuber, even Ethan Ralph, because these people all
imagine being in Ethan Ralph's ear.
Oh my goodness.
have stated repeatedly that there is corruption in Candy, Ojai County. Viva Fry went out and said that.
What's frustrating about this is that Rekieta just pretends like that's not happening.
Yeah.
And it's just so, I mean, I hate to use it, it's really bad faith. And it's just
pathetic. Bad faith.
It's just the most pedantic bullshit arguments he uses, man.
The search was, and Robert Barnes said that the search was in parts instigated by a probable cause warrant that shouldn't have been allowed, but was allowed because, as Viva Fry said, that Nick Rekieta was the most vocal critic of the local government and what he called that corrupt shithole. And so they went after him, and they went after him in apparently the dirtiest way possible by going after his kids. And these are things that have been repeated or heavily implied by Rekieta himself. There's clips on the Chrissy Meyer show where he's talking about how, you know, you would be surprised what you have in your house, implying that he didn't know that he had cocaine, or that, and Chrissy Meyer immediately asked, because it's the obvious implication that the police, or that Nick even said something about you don't know what police might bring into your house. Very obviously.
See, that's what's fucking bullshit. You don't know what police will bring into your house. Like as though we didn't see the powder on his nose on live stream.
It's not even a question.
As though we didn't see the blood coming from his nose on live stream. Come on, Rekieta.
He left. He was out of his mind.
Who does he think he's fooling with this shit?
It's not even just about seeing it, by the way. It was for months I called this out. You could hear when people are on coke for a long time. Your nose ends up being like this, and you end up being, and you hear like the breathing, like it's like breathing through a small straw through your nose. Is how I described it. You hear the crackle of rock. Like for real, you can't hide being on coke for that long if you're doing it every day.
Insinuating that the police of the county brought cocaine into his home. Chrissy Meyer actually asked.
Someone goes, Andy, as a ketamine user, he could also be clogged with that. It was coke. It was coke.
Well, they were also on ketamine.
And they were on ketamine.
They had ketamine tablets. So did the cops also plant the ketamine? Like, wouldn't it be enough to just plant the coke? And if they're going to plant coke, wouldn't they have just planted a pound of coke?
Yeah.
And just really fucked them?
Exactly.
And then how does the coke get into the daughter's system? Did the cop force feed their daughter cocaine? Like, can we see this footage? Like, what is going on here?
Asked immediately, because that's the obvious.
And Aaron was there. Aaron was there. He told us.
Second follow-up question.
I believe what Aaron said, because it was obvious. It was obvious.
You saying that that's what happened? And then Rekieta says no. But that's the thing, is like he's creating this thought that there is malfeasance, there was wrongdoing, and people are believing it. Chrissy Meyer immediately suspects that the police had, his friend suspects that police brought drugs into the house. Robert Barnes talks about the
kids were wearing dirty clothes. The kids were telling their teacher at Sunday school that they were hungry. They stunk. This is neglect. This is abuse. This can never be lived down. But like the sweep job we're getting, oh, well, because the state decided to temporarily grant them their kids again, it magically vindicates them of everything. No, that's not how this works. And we're not going to let it be swept like that. This is ridiculous.
Corruption. Viva Fry says that it's a corrupt shithole and they're going after him. His friend Camelot is indicating that the police force did something wrong and that the warrant was unjust. And if you were looking at this from a neutral perspective, if you weren't me and you weren't someone who knew who Rekieta was, but you knew that this guy was getting eaten by the system, was having his kids taken away from him, was facing 25 years for a very serious possession charge, and you were hearing all these associates around him making this claim that the police were up to something, that Health and Human Services was lying under oath, then you would think that this was an innocent man telling anybody who he could trust. And
this is what I would love. If Discovery and the state during Discovery was able to pull all of these DMs that Rekieta did with Barnes and Camelot, and Chrissy, and just show, so he was directing them to say this, this, and this. He was telling them this, and this false narrative to maintain his reputation in public, because it's obvious that that's what happened. But it might have been on encrypted apps. Who the knows? Rekieta loves to use that, so there's no evidence. But I mean, it's obvious that's what's going on. Rekieta was coordinating a defense in public in this way.
Yeah, definitely.
In private, that he is a victim, and he was trying to scream as loud as he possibly could in a way that wouldn't cause retribution, because they got his kids and they can go after him. They have that leverage over him. If you didn't know Rekieta, and if you didn't know, and if you weren't me, and you were just trying to assess the facts and what people are saying, you would assume that he was desperately trying to get someone to listen to him about how he was being treated, and he was just afraid to do so in public. That's how it would look like to me. So, I genuinely, with no extension of the truth, no backward justification, it's very obvious that he has created a rumor that can be addressed, and the question is, can that be the question then is not that
just get the fucking tape.
If there's a rumor about an interest of public trust,
we don't even need body cam footage to come to a decision. But it's a question of, like, should Rekieta be punished by having this embarrassing tape?
Yes, yes.
It's the consequences of his own actions.
Yeah.
It's the consequences of what he advocated to happen to others for years happening to him.
Exactly.
And by the way, when Rekieta sees about Kiwi Farms and sees about Josh and all this, just remember that he defended Kiwi Farms for years. Well, it was happening to his enemies, the mockery, the scrutiny. He was totally okay with it. Then when it happened to him, he started to freak the fuck out. So he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Yeah. That's the thing. If he was always anti-Kiwi Farms, at least he could try and, like, the evil of this, it's a moral imperative. But he defended it and thought it was okay for Maddox to get fucked with, or other people to get fucked with. But when it came time for his turn, no, the evil farmers and the lies and the scrutiny.
The question is there a rumor that can be dispelled by the body cam footage? Which we're coincidentally after anyways, right? Well, yes, because Robert Barnes names in particular a specific cop who he claims did something wrong. And there's a clip of this, and I'll pull it up if I have to. But he names a cop specifically who happens to be there on the day of. And
Well,
it's
and
like
that's the
we
thing
don't
too,
need.
Rama. Him being a snarky liar and trying to like piss people off, it's just gonna make people come after him harder.
Yeah.
It's gonna amplify the microscope that he's under, and he's just gonna melt under the scrutiny. Like he just can't handle it. Like lashing out like he is not the correct strategy. It's only gonna make it worse.
Mhm.
Need dozens of hours of footage from every which way. But we know that there's a specific cop who is there executing the search warrant who has been accused by
Factor
people
for
directly
Bob.
associated with Nick Rekieta of doing something wrong. So how about this? Let's see the footage from that one badge cam, and let's see the footage of everybody in the master bedroom where the cocaine was found. Because if there is anybody planting cocaine with all those cops there, we should be able to see it. And if that one cop was doing anything wrong, then his badge cam would show it. And that way, there's a middle ground. You're not releasing everything.
Mhm.
You can censor out all the kids. It's just one cop,
Yeah.
one area of the house.
I'm going to be straight
interest
up
of
real with you guys. I don't think any of this is ever going to see the light of day.
Ever.
I think at this point, I think Rekieta is going to successfully suppress all of this shit.
Same, yeah.
And he's going to like, oh, I'm a winner. Like, buddy, you're not a winner. Your kids got taken away to begin with. You're facing
I would
criminal
kill
charges.
for it to
Like, I'm a wiener, guys. I'm a wiener. You're going to fuck up again.
Yeah.
The fact that he still hasn't got rid of the polycule, that he's wearing a swinger ring, that he's testing positive for booze on his drug test, he hasn't learned anything. And you know what? If he does get away with a slap on the wrist on this plea deal, it's only going to embolden him to double down on the same behavior because he'll think he's invincible. But he's not invincible. If he keeps acting in this insane, erratic, unstable fashion, he's going to destroy not only his life, not only his wife's life, but sadly his children's lives as well.
Mhm.
And the trauma that he's putting them through, that he's already put them through, can't be undone. And he ought to fucking face the music and fuck off from the internet. You're not somebody who deserves to be worshipped as a king. You're not an internet celebrity anymore. You're a scumbag.
You're
the
hated.
guy.
You're hated by everyone.
You're the guy whose 9-year-old daughter tested positive for cocaine, Rekieta. That's who you are. That's who you always will be now.
Some people are very hopeful it'll be leaked. It better be leaked. Please leak it.
So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. I don't feel like I said anything wrong. I'm not lying. I'm not being deceitful. That is genuinely the facts of the situation in a way that the county can meet me halfway. And Rekieta's response to this, despite being someone who really does proclaim that he is up against an unfair system, immediately contacted me my signal. And when he does this, I usually just paraphrase him because I figure the reason why he's addressing me in private is that he wants me to pass along a message to the Kiwi Farms, but at the same time, I don't want to copy his words word for word because then it's like we have a time limit on our messages. So it's like if I quote him directly, that might get him into trouble. So I am when I paraphrase him, I'm not trying to cause him any harm. I'm trying to pass along his message.
It is somewhat charitable on Josh's part. Like, honestly, when you look at the DMs that Rekieta had with Josh, for Josh not to have just leaked them was very charitable because they're very unhinged on Rekieta's part. It's Rekieta writing essay after essay after essay at Josh, just paragraph, and Josh like going question mark, and then getting like 6 more fucking paragraphs, insane essays from Rekieta.
That's unhinged.
Like it really is unhinged. And meanwhile, at the same time, Rekieta's like, you're a retard and the farms are retards. Well, you seem to care an awful lot about what these retards have to say about you.
Yeah.
How about you be more concerned about your real life than what people are saying about you on the internet? Because you can't stop the Kiwi Farms. You're not going to be the guy to take it down, Rekieta. I don't know what to tell you.
And at the same time, create an air gap where nothing he's saying about his case can be used against him. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to misrepresent what he says. I'm genuinely trying to help him accomplish his goal while minimizing his risk, which is something that I do a lot. If someone has a message for my forum and I want to post it and talk about it, I'll have them message me. We'll discuss what they want to talk about. I will create a summary of it, and then I'll publish the summary. And then I'll say, I know that this is true. I can't show you how I know this is true, but I generally don't lie about things. And I hope that you'll trust me when I say that I looked at this and I was very convinced, and this is what I saw. And that's a roundabout way that I have used over years to allow people who want to be whistleblowers but limit their own exposure do so more safely. And I'm simply extending that same courtesy to Rekieta. If he wanted to join the forum and post himself, I could accommodate that as well. If he had nothing to say to me, then why rate me? But I think he got pissed off because what happened is when I summarized this set of messages, I said that he wished me luck, and he
that's
dared
right.
me
Anime sucks.
find-
Open speed. Like that's the way. That's the way it is. Like Josh said, I told him to wish him well, but I actually told him good luck. See, he's a total liar. Like when you look at the way Josh paraphrased the messages that Rekieta has now leaked, they were entirely accurate. I don't believe in any way he tried to make Rekieta look bad with what Rekieta was saying. It was just what Rekieta was saying makes himself look bad. So,
and rumor mongering that would implicate the police in wrongdoing, especially in regards to the search warrant. And I say that he dared me because he basically says, like he said very flippantly, please go find this video, which to me is a dare. You tell me go do something, implying that I won't be able to.
He's like, yeah. Don't ever dare people to do anything. Remember when fucking a review text like, I dare you to call the fucking cops and the FBI. I dare you to do that. I dare you to do this.
It's like,
Ralph,
that's not good. Remember,
I dare you
Ralph,
to find me.
You can't find me. Well, they will find you. They will find you, buddy.
Like, holy shit.
I'm like, okay.
And he's like, all right.
Accepted, right?
Yeah,
so I said that he
Frank Castle. You won't come to my house, Frank.
Yeah,
well,
famous
Frank
last
did
words.
show up.
Yeah, always.
Me, and he wished me luck in finding this footage because effectively it was a dare. So then I hear the news because I get fucking messages from people saying that he's live reading all of my DMs. Which was my
That's ridiculous, dude. Like,
and it's just not a good
more
idea.
enemies.
Like,
yeah, more enemies. That's a great idea to have more enemies.
So, like, yeah, I know. Rekieta leaning into the drama like this and getting into it with Kiwi Farm, that's not helping him. That's not helping his kids
at all.
No matter what Rekieta says to Josh, Josh is going to pursue this body cam footage. There's no convincing him otherwise, Rekieta. He is going to exhaust every single avenue to uncover it that he possibly can. But it's just not a productive use of his time. But he is just so desperate to get his revenge on Josh and his revenge on the farms and his revenge on anybody. And by the way, this whole stream that he did is kind of like his warning to anybody else that's criticizing him that he's willing to go after them with any means necessary.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's a good idea. I think he's really hurting himself. He's hurting his kids. He should get offline. He should handle his court case, resolve his legal matters, and then and only then test the waters to see if he can come back. But I genuinely think he never should come back. I think he should just sort out his fucking life.
First reaction was, what a fucking idiot. Because in these DMs, I don't say anything incriminating. I repeatedly call him out on being narcissistic and a pathological fucking liar who is blatantly trying to manipulate me and failing. Like that's how I remember these conversations. He comes at me with a message.
Crazy too. Rekieta says, "How can I be a manipulator if I failed to manipulate you?" That's actually an argument Rekieta used in this video, by the way.
Wow.
It's like, that doesn't mean you're not a manipulator. It just means you're a failed manipulator. I think Boogie tried to use the same logic last week.
I tell him, I don't fucking believe you. You're a liar. This is bullshit. And I know that you're lying, and I can prove it. And then he says, good luck. So when I hear that he's reading my messages, I'm thinking, like, is he trying to own me? Because I don't fucking say anything in these that are incriminating. So now I have this video, and it is like an hour long.
I know. So we're gonna react to it. As much as we can.
Oof.
It's the fifth one there.
Oof.
Yeah. So
I don't think we're gonna do this whole thing.
Nah.
Honestly, I've probably honestly said my opinion enough on everything that's in this, but we will watch it a little bit just so that you guys can see how frustrating it is, the arguments that he's trying to make. Let's let it run with very minimal we'll pause some, but we might speed up at other parts. We are 5 hours into the show at this point, and I do want to point out, we've been streaming a lot more than we usually do.
I'm sorry if I'm low energy. I'm sorry.
My voice is starting to go a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell that or not, but it is starting to be a bit of a strain on me. So let's try and power through this as much as we can.
I won't lie to you. I've been a bit more quiet this last 30 minutes. I'm just tired. It's just okay. Whew, too much screaming and talking the last 5 days, dude. It's been great though. It's been great. I've been having a great time.
my update as best I can. Now, please understand that I have ongoing court issues. They're not done. The state is not done with me yet.
Every single time he says this, I just think to myself, why don't you just shut up then?
Yeah.
So if you're limited in what you can say and you can't present the whole truth, why are you saying anything at all? Why are you live streaming? But I guess he's the lawyer. He knows best. Even though every lawyer worth their salt would tell him to shut the fuck up, he just thinks he's smarter than everybody else. He's a genius. So here we go. He's got to engage in internet drama and battle the Kiwi Farms.
They have just barely sloppily pulled my pants up and shoved a cigarette in my mouth for a few minutes and said, "I'll be back."
You're so witty. So funny, bro.
So the amount I can tell you still has to be rather circumspect, but
and this is why, this is his ultimate trump card in his mind. Well, anything I say that doesn't make sense or has holes in it, guys, and logically doesn't follow, because I can't present the evidence that would vindicate me.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
This story of this summer for me is...
You look like a crackhead still.
No, that's the thing, is he looks terrible.
He looks like a crackhead,
It looks like
bro.
He hasn't slept in days.
Look at this guy. It's awful.
Look at his neck. Look at his neck, man. Why is his neck discolored like that?
Look at his fucking, his pinky's
He looks like a Rasputin, man.
It looks
holy.
His nails are long. He's got long nails. And his wrinkly hands, and he's just oh my god.
Is something that when I get to tell it, you're not going to believe it.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no, I don't believe
I know. None of us will believe it because it'll all be lies.
Arm.
Like
Look
everything
at
else.
this. That is a 12-year-old's arm.
He's a crackhead.
It's tiny. Holy, bro.
I don't think. And that's fine. I don't know how to change that, but maybe you will. Maybe there will be enough accompanying documentation or whatever. Some of the stuff I have to tell is in places that may never be disclosable.
Okay, guys. So, it'll never make sense because I just can't disclose the evidence that would vindicate me, guys. So, you're just going to have to believe me, dude. I never did anything wrong, man. This just happened to me one day out of the blue, even though we all saw the decline over the course of 18 months, slowly but surely, where he became a crackhead.
By the way, I want to say this. Josh, man, salute to you, bro. I'm backing you up all the way on this. I'm really hoping you get it, man. I know it's tough, dude. So awesome job so far.
They just may never be disclosed. They just may never be disclosable for various reasons that go beyond me. But
it's not his fault, guys.
When I ultimately get to tell you the story, I will. Needless to say, a bunch has been said about me, and a bunch of people have said that I have said stuff that I have never, ever uttered in my life.
So
in fact,
if it's self-evident on the face of it that you've never said any of this stuff and there's no proof for it, why are you even addressing it?
Yeah.
Again, as Blockbuster critics said, the guilty party reveals themselves. You know you're guilty. You know there's evidence against you. You know you have said these things. So you have to try and gaslight people into thinking otherwise. It's very pathetic. If you're innocent, just shut your fucking mouth and go through the process. We don't need to hear you see that Kiwi Farms for 45 straight minutes, son.
one of them I'll have to address right away. And this is,
And
this is
exactly
frustrating to me.
dancing pudding. People have said, which people? See, it's funny with Josh and everybody else. We have to be super specific and this and that. But for him, he's just able to throw out nebulous statements like that, and we have to go along with it.
Exactly.
Is Joshua Moon, the owner of Kiwi Farms. So Joshua Moon has filed a motion. He's desperately trying to get stuff related to my case, which that doesn't surprise me or make me like that's.
He says, by
that's
the way,
what
he
Josh
says
is.
desperately. The way he's trying to frame it is that Josh is this insane,
Creepy.
unhinged stalker. But, you know, Josh is just trying to validate whether or not the claims he's made are actually true or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what's going on.
It's going to do, and that's fine, I guess. Whatever.
I guess.
But Josh is
You're a seething bitch.
routinely misrepresented things
Yeah, he had over 600 viewers. He had like 2K. Most people were fucking A-logging him though.
that I have said in this ordeal, and it's frustrating because I don't know.
You don't
It's
know
annoying when-
because you know the truth of what's on the
Yeah,
video.
you know that you're guilty.
That's why you're frustrated.
Someone misquotes you. It's more annoying when they put it in an affidavit that you've said something that I don't believe I have ever said.
Okay, well
And,
then won't he be found guilty of perjury?
You should be
Well,
happy.
like, couldn't you bring forth a motion that he perjured himself? He lied in the affidavit, right?
So I had a conversation with Josh the other day, and
Oh yeah, no. Most of his chat, I would say even more than 80% of his chat was shitting on him brutally.
he went to the forums and he just said that I said stuff, which I didn't say. It was very weird because I mean, Josh had the messages and I figured he'd just like, if he needed to say something about them, he'd just release them. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to show you guys like what was said
It's
to
just not
Josh,
wise.
because this is important to my cases. I want to show you
Is
guys what was
it?
actually said to Josh, because
So, like, how is it important to your case to go over what DMs you had with Josh Moon or not? I don't really think it's that important to your case.
And by the
All
way,
that's important too is it doesn't even have any impact on whether or not that motion is going to go through in court anyway to release the body cam.
well, it's
you
to
talking about the
validate
DM
himself.
Well, yeah, no, it's to try and frame Josh
Frame
and the farms,
Josh, validate him, and then
bullshit and their basement dwellers and they're terminally online. But you're constantly messaging the guy day in and day out, constantly reading the forum day in and day out. So you're just as obsessed with it as he is, except he's the owner of it and you're just some random guy that could turn it off anytime.
also, yeah, it's smart, fucking leaking DMs with Josh Moon. That'll make him stop, right? Like this is gonna make like Josh even more inspired to go after you. So have fun, bud.
because it's interesting. He calls me a liar all the time. He says I'm lying
You are.
to him or gaslighting him or whatever.
Yep.
But
We
then
are.
when he went to say what I said on the forums, he just posted his own version of it. And I've noticed something about Josh is either he
Yeah, and it was like very.
But you know right well, if he posted those DMs, Rekieta would have went after him for leaking the DMs.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
so and then the
things
thing is,
incorrectly.
if Rekieta sends this stuff to Josh, what's the intent behind that? It's obviously to correct the record, right? So he wants people on Kiwi Farms to hear his correction. You'd think, right?
Mhm.
But it's like, no. I just wanted you to personally know that you were wrong. I didn't want you to say anything about it or correct it yourself and admit you were wrong or tell the farms any of it. No. It was just for you to personally know that you're wrong. You know, it's like, why are you doing this? It doesn't add up, bro. Your story is bullshit.
Or he uses someone else's incorrect paraphrase as if it were true. And I think that's what's been going on with him and me. And so I'm just going to show you the messages. So this starts on Saturday, August 3rd. He was talking about body cam footage in my case.
Right.
And people want me to like sign this
God, he's so boring.
release order.
It really
They want me
is.
God,
man.
he's so fucking boring, dude.
to sign a consent form for the body cam footage
Oh.
in my case, which I'm certainly not going to do at this point in time. And I'm not sure that it'd ever be appropriate, but here you go. And people can make all sorts of arguments or
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't understand why anybody
fine.
would
I'm not
expect
gonna sit
you
and
to be
argue with the internet
consistent
about the
with your stated principles, right?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't
Propriety
be
of that.
appropriate for you to be consistent with your stated principles. And I understand, like, in all reality, I don't expect him to sign off on this because it's not in his best interest to sign off on this. And it's probably not in the best interest of his kids to sign off on this, to be honest with you. I don't expect him to sign off on it. But you know what it is in the best interest of? People knowing the truth about the situation. And it not being released allows him to muddy the waters, claim conspiracy, say he was railroaded into taking a guilty plea by a government conspiracy because they held his children over his head and planted this coke. And you know what? People would just finally like to see the truth and let the truth have its day. But Rekieta doesn't want the truth to have its day because he would be felted. And he's a dirty, lying liar who lies, and he would be exposed in 4K for all the world to see.
You can call me whatever you want. That's okay. But here's what I am going to do. I'm going to
Put it on 1.25.
show you guys what I said to Josh, because I think it's important. And I think it's really important to show you exactly what was said, because what Josh said isn't true. So here we go.
Oh, man.
I hope you can read this. So this is
We can't.
Saturday, August
Oh,
3rd,
shit.
9:53.
Zoom in. I always
Oh,
control
man.
plus. I always zoom in. Like zoom in.
3 p.m. I said, hey, read. Discovery is under
Wow.
protective order in the
That's
case.
a really good faith way to start a conversation and get people to do what you want, to call them retarded.
Yeah.
But he's
No,
definitely not poisoning the well in this whole discussion at all.
Exactly.
Releasing it is a violation of that order. It's in the document you already have on your site, Learn to Read, which is the order that was leaked a long time ago, mentioned specifically that Discovery is under protective order in the case. It said, suggesting I should do anything to affirmatively move the needle on releasing it risks me violating a court order. Try reading. So again,
No, but
really
it doesn't.
quickly, people on the farms or wherever want me to sign a consent form to release body cam footage that is part of both my criminal case and my civil case. But there's a protective order on Discovery, and the civil case has since been sealed as well. Releasing that or moving to release that or making any step for it risks me violating
No, you're
the court
not.
order. Now,
No, violating the court order would be for you to release it yourself. For you to petition for it to be released is different. The court will then grant whether or not it should be released. It's not a violation. It's obvious that he's full of shit if you have two brain cells to fucking rub together. But what he's trying to do is confuse ignorant people and muddy the waters and fucking brainwash his locals audience into believing his nonsense.
now you may argue, well, that's not violating a court order. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, when the government has you by the balls,
Well,
and by
yes,
the balls,
that's
I
the
mean your
thing
literal
too. Oh, by the way, Anissa sucks Copensneed here. Yeah, he goes, I like how he said, yeah, you tested dirty for alcohol, but he hadn't been ordered to not drink yet. Except he told all of us how he got rid of all his alcohol and easily quit drinking. So he lied about quitting. But that it's like, oh, well, yeah, I've been exposed as lying here, and here. But wait, guys, I have this like slight minute issue with Josh Moon saying a certain word or whatever. And if I win that issue, it makes all the rest of it go away, right? Yeah, I'm sure.
offspring. You don't do anything to risk violating a court order. But it gets farther than that. It goes farther than that. And we're going to get to that as well, because this is an amazing thing that Josh's myopia forces him to overlook the reality that people are in the thirst for more and more infos or whatever. So, Josh, I found this curious.
I
He says,
I don't think he's overlooking your position. I just think he doesn't give a f. You know what I mean? These are the consequences of your own actions. It's not going to be good for you to do this. But if what you're saying is all true and it is all a conspiracy and releasing this body cam footage will show that, then why would you be against it? And it's just like you have these principles in the past that it should be released. Why aren't you being consistent with that? You know, I get why he's not going to sign the release form, but, you know, it's just
it's easy to point out that he's full of shit. It's there takes no like skill or anything to be like, this is why you're lying. This is why we know you're a liar and why you're wrong about things. But he's still going to explain it anyway. Let's switch that screen. Sorry, guys.
Not asking you to release it. This is funny because Kiwi Farms is not a monolith. I've said it a million times, but apparently they are now acting in concert according to Josh. It's not me. He's speaking.
You know, so he's not speaking saying we, like the farms. He's talking about everybody that's interested in this. You know what I mean? But even if he was, he is the owner and operator of the Kiwi Farms. In the end, he does act as the sole agent for the farms, and he does speak for it. But it's just such a pedantic bullshit thing. Well, he addressed it as we're, so I'm going to argue about how that's cringe for him to say he's speaking for the farms instead of addressing any of the actual legal arguments or any of the ways in which he's proven that I'm a liar.
Okay. What the f***?
On behalf of everyone.
As Josh saying we as in him and his lawyer, you know, but it's just such a small point. And to get caught up into this and arguing it, it's just him trying to muddy the waters and then go, look, I won on this point that doesn't matter. So now everything is vindicated. It's just so embarrassing, man.
Now, I guess. We're not asking you to release it. We're asking you to grant the government permission to release it. There is no issue with you signing a letter of consent. Well, there are issues. We'll talk about it in a minute. Your body cam footage is also discovered in your criminal charge. Great. It doesn't matter. If they're in both and one of them's under protective order, I'm certainly not fucking coming close to violating an order.
But you wouldn't be violating the order because you wouldn't be releasing it. You're just saying that you wouldn't have a problem with it being released if the court deemed that it should be released. Like, ultimately, if it's sealed, regardless of you signing it, it still will remain sealed.
Yeah.
It's just
discovery, but it's a part of the state's case in the criminal one. Okay, Josh, that's great. We, Lamau, because when did Kiwi Farms become we? Josh, when was Kiwi Farms a we?
Here we go.
I've heard Josh say a million times that Kiwi Farms is just a website that people come to. It's not a collection of people acting in concert.
What relevance does this actually have to the matter at hand? It has no relevance to anything. He's just trying to play a gotcha game with Josh. Has nothing to do with his case, nothing to do with his daughter testing positive for cocaine, nothing to do with any of that.
It's anybody goes there and just gossips, but now it's we. That's very fun to me. Like, because it's such a different Josh than I remember.
Pause.
Fuck you.
It's Josh who changed, or is it you who changed, Rekieta? I'm pretty sure Josh is the same Josh that he has been for pretty much forever. He has changed somewhat over time, but I'm pretty sure you've changed a lot more in the last 4 years than he did, man. Yeah. You became an alcoholic and a cokehead and lost custody of your children and were charged with crimes. You started a polycule. You're swinging, getting cocked. You went to hedonism too to have your wife railed. You put a baldo on. What did Josh do? He referred to the farms as a we. Oh, how you've changed, sir.
Exactly.
Stop it. Stop it.
He said we, but you've done like you're the list, like you just said, Ash. It goes on and on and on. There's more.
A question mark, because he doesn't get that he's just said we a whole lot.
Oh my God.
And so I go on. No one is asking me anything, and you're specifically ignoring just how monstrous of a machine court is. I tell you there's a protective order on discovery in a case where the government is concerned about the safety of children, and you want me to sign a release to
fine, Nick, go ahead, do coke all day. Oh, for all we fucking care.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
show Kiwi Farms information about where those
You're
children.
a fucking DJ, and everyone in your chat hates you, and the people who don't hate you, like you get no money from this shit anymore. Your legacy is done; it's crushed, and everyone hates you. So
It's
fuck you.
so embarrassing, man.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing
you,
for him
like-
and his family. Get up here and argue with Josh Moon for 45 minutes.
And by the way, what's the opposite phrase of preaching to the choir? What would be the opposite? Like
We're
phrase?
gonna need 50 subs in Word Journey to get through this.
Yeah, that's not happening. It's not.
Let's get 50 subs.
It's not happening.
live, so it can be paraded in front of a group
What's the opposite of? He's doing the opposite.
of infamous
He's preaching to the A-logs. Exactly.
Yeah.
hawkers. Now that was my phone
he's
correcting.
trying to convince people who are never going to be on his
Well,
side
never.
anyway. It
Yeah.
doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Gawkers to hawkers, but infamous gawkers. So you don't even listen to yourself and how absurd of a request that is. So now having quotes is a hypothetical, like a joke. It's a hyperbolic joke of what the judge would say to me if signing that consent form. Reminder that the state has your kids and they're like, well, we have concerns about parenting or whatever. And you're like, here's what I'm going to
Yeah.
do. I'm going to sign a
Libby
release form.
do
so
here,
that-
has a good point. We could be everyone who signed the petition, donated money, his attorneys, others who are working with him, like Sean in Legal Mind says.
There you go.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's speaking about the farms.
These weirdos on the internet could just see where my kids live. Like, that sounds good. Right? Right, fellow
Buddy,
parents?
No,
Just
but,
go around.
But Rekieta,
like-
these weirdos can already see where your kids live. Like, it's just so bullshit. It's just a bullshit argument.
I want you all to go around to any parents, be like, hey, you have kids. Would you sign a release form to let the internet, like people on a website called Kiwi Farms, see your kid's bedroom?
Hey,
Like, would you
pause.
sign a release form for that?
Hey, fellow parents, would you bring 26 grams of cocaine into your house? Hey, and have your 9-year-old daughter be exposed to it? Hey, fellow parents, would you begin an open polycule where your kids have 2 daddies and 2 mummies? Hey, fellow parents, would you openly discuss and use sex toys that your children can see online? Hey, fellow parents, it goes on and on and on. This
Insane.
position of, hey, fellow adults, would you go to hedonism too? Like this moral high ground he's trying to do. I'm protecting my kids when you neglected them. You didn't feed your kids. They stunk. Their clothes were filthy, but I'm just trying to protect my kids. Yeah, it's a bit late for that, isn't it, Nick?
Well, I mean, it was a police action, so you should sign a
Genuinely
release form for that.
makes me fucking pissed. And it's just starting to get to the point I don't even want to cover this shit anymore because it's not even funny. It's just
No.
really infuriating,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Are you
just-
mad? Are you mad that I neglected my kid? Are you mad I didn't feed him, bro? You seething, bro?
Right?
And also, what makes this infuriating is this is the fucking guy who, for years, made a living going after people and
Oh, yeah.
criticizing people and judging people, right? And making tons
But
of money off of it.
but
And then
his
he
kids-
was the best
The
guy.
only
Ugh.
thing he cares about his kids is how he can use them as a piece on a chessboard to try and win an internet drama with Josh Moon. Josh Moon should be the furthest fucking thing from your mind. Seriously.
That would be an insane proposition to most people, I would think, but maybe not to Josh. Like, I guess he doesn't think that way. And that's fine. Like, again, myopia. But so here's the quote that from my hypothetical judge. Mr. Rekieta, did you sign a release authorizing the state to share body cam footage with the layout of the home where your children sleep with an anonymous web board
The
that
layout
I'm
of your-
reading has driven people to
Weird.
suicide through ridicule? Now, I've said over and over, I don't think Kiwi Farms is responsible for the signs.
You just said that.
But okay.
You were the hypothetical and that fucking
Yeah.
imaginary judge.
Yeah.
But listen, I didn't say that. This fake
But
judge I invented
honestly,
in my mind.
But
made it.
Rekieta, this battle you're having with Kiwi Farms would make more sense if you had always said they were responsible. So in the past, you've defended it. Oh, there's nothing wrong with the behavior. Da, 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 da. When it
Mhm.
applied to other people, when it applies to you, suddenly, it's, oh my God, oh, my kids are unsafe. Oh,
Because it comes up every time. Only in every case is Kiwi Farms accused of
Did
having
he stream tonight too? Did he stream tonight?
Rekieta, I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
What's this show gonna be at this point? Like, you know what I mean? It's over. It's done.
people commit suicide. I've defended this over and over and over again, so please don't come at me with your gayness. But that's what's going to be the mantra because it's the mantra every time it comes up. So then Why, Mr. Rekieta, did you think
Well, how
sharing?
about this then? We believe the footage has coke everywhere, and your kids were fucking rolling around.
Well,
in it.
I'm just gonna assume the fucking worst
Yeah,
about all of
yeah.
it. I mean, listen, I'm just gonna believe the report that the police gave.
I believe the report 100%.
I believe the report. I don't
120%.
think they lie. I don't think they had any reason to lie in the report. And I'm going to assume it's pretty much 99% accurate.
Yeah,
as to what
exactly.
That information was a positive step for the safety of your children. And then, of course, here's my response. Sorry, Your Honor, an illustrated dog who fled the U.S. because of reasons, and his army of lolly avatars who say the N-word a lot asked me to.
So
the absurdity.
Again, Rekieta himself says the N-word, but here he's pearl clutching about Kiwi Farms saying
But
the
no,
N-word.
it's the
Rekieta's-
imaginary judge. It's the imaginary
Rekieta is
judge.
best friends with Con advocates Vito and Dick Masterson,
Yeah.
but then's going to go after Josh about Con when Josh is one of the people that's the most outspoken against it. Now, true, it wasn't always his position, but with his experience in internet degeneracy, he eventually realized it wasn't free speech.
Yeah.
Now, should he have realized it from the beginning? Absolutely. Most people, it's a no-brainer, but Josh had a strange upbringing with the fucking internet, okay?
Everyone
it
makes
is what it is.
Everyone
He made a
makes
mistake,
mistakes.
and he's doing a lot to try and make up for it now by felting motherfuckers who advocate for it today.
Exactly.
The absurdity of a parent signing a consent form for people to get more information about their children and give it to the Kiwi Farms people is like, they don't even recognize like how that looks. And again, under normal circumstances, that looks insane. But when the state is looking at you going, we need to make sure you're a fit parent and before we can return your kids, be like, hold on, let me sign this release form. Here, I want these other people to look at my house first and get the layout of it down. You know, see that stuff. That'd be good, right? Like that'd be responsible parenting. No, it never would. But I'm just trying to help him out here. So then I said, Josh, sometimes your quest to make other people look retarded makes you unable to see how retarded you are. This isn't a joke for me. And despite your gaggle of happy it's super good deductive reasoning, they've got it wrong. That's why my kids will be home soon. Now, granted, I said this on the 3rd.
Okay.
I was under the impression that my kids would be coming back on the 11th. But instead, they came back on the 7th. Now, a lot of people on the farms, et cetera, have said that my kids were like never coming back or be an extremely long time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, now they're coming back. They're like, oh, we always said they'd come back. Well, yeah,
just
sure.
because some people are retarded doesn't mean everybody was retarded. Like in these instances, I mean, it is a coin flip with CPI. You never know what they're really going to do. But in most instances, they do try to reunite the parents with their kids as quickly as possible because the system doesn't want to be burdened with more kids. And honestly, it usually is more preferable to have, unless the parents are just total diddler, crackhead degenerates, have the kids with the parents. And you are like a millionaire, right? And so it's a lot easier for you to make a case that you should have your kids back. Okay. But just because you got your kids back doesn't mean that you're a total piece of shit whose horrible behavior led to them being taken away in the first place, Nick. And to try and pretend otherwise is the most disingenuous horseshit I've ever heard.
That's fine. You guys had no way to know. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you guys that you had no way to know.
The thing, Ghostbusters.
And I tried.
Why the does he care what an internet forum is saying? He's facing 25 years. I would be more concerned about what the court thinks.
Lock him up.
Oh, man.
Lock him up.
To explain the Minnesota law that specifically said why you wouldn't be able to know and that it wasn't even your fault. I'm like, yeah, these long-term case plans or whatever that you see, those are not actually dictating the flow of the case. They're required by statute as parallel planning to what's going on. But there's other shit going on that you guys don't know about, and I can't tell you. No one else can know. So when you saw these people like commenting, oh, this is what's actually happening, Nick's a liar. No, I was just telling you exactly what was happening.
They're speculating on a case, which is what you do a lot of the time as an internet lawyer, right? Is you speculate about stuff you don't fucking know. You don't have all the relevant facts about. So it's just very rich coming from him.
Yeah.
A guy who speculated all the time about legal cases that he didn't know all the details about.
No,
to
but
say it's wrong in his circumstance to do so, right? It's just real rich.
Bro, it wasn't even like he would like guess. He would be like, this person did this. Like he was like the judge and jury of his fucking streams, accusing people of what he thought. And then people by the way, the speculation is reading a police report. on this instance. Like, can you believe it? They think I had coke in my house. Am I kidding? Yeah. Yes.
Happening, but I couldn't give you details about negotiations that were going on, about everything working on the parallel track that you don't get to know about. So I'm sorry, but I tried. I tried to tell you. But okay. So anyway, I knew when my kids were coming home because I'm the one who's been doing it. A lot of these people out there still think that Lady Rackets and I were not submitting to drug tests, or that we had some way figured out how to plan the drug tests on our own or something. No, none of that's true. We've been complying with drug tests ever since the court asked us to do drug tests.
Liar. So
the moment the court said,
he was doing the drug test, but he wouldn't provide the results of said drug test to CPS. So, and that's not what people were saying. They weren't saying that you weren't doing the drug test. They're saying, well, you failed a drug test for pissing hot for booze, which you even admit. And they were saying that you wouldn't provide the results of your drug test to the CPS. That's what it was. He's trying to rewrite history. People were saying I never complied with anything. No, it's not the case.
By the way, can we stop saying Lady Rackets?
Oh my God. She's not a lady. She's a whore.
This fucking crack whore. Fucking shut up.
You do drug tests. We're like, all right, cool. Now, we didn't do a whole shitload of drug tests beforehand. You know why? Because they didn't ask us to.
Lady Crackets.
I don't know what else to tell you. People are making big deals out of stuff that they've made up in their minds. And when I try and correct it and say, no, actually, we've been completely clean on all of our drug tests.
No, that's a lie.
The first drug test.
Lied already.
You piss tested positive for alcohol.
Bro.
You pissed hot. You liar.
I submitted, yes, I tested positive for alcohol. That's because I wasn't ordered to not drink alcohol yet.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I wasn't ordered yet.
That's it. Then on
but you
the,
lied
7th
to all
of
of us that you quit. You lied to when you came back on the I threw away all my alcohol. I never had a sip. The test that tested positive was after you said all of that. So why should we believe you about anything?
The judge said, no controlled substances, including alcohol. Although that's not in my written order. Played it safe. No controlled substances, including alcohol, and you submit to random testing. We're like, all right, cool. Of course.
Yeah, I bet.
There you go.
You were totally
Done.
cool with it.
Our first drug test was voluntary.
About it every step of the way.
Yep.
Brought it to court because we had a hearing. Anyway, long story short, that's how that went.
By the way, we got a couple super chats here.
Do it up.
We got girl Nick tried to on stream for $10. I love you guys. Keep it up. Question: Nick released everyone's names involved in this case, yet doesn't want to show his kids' bedrooms, even though his house is on Zillow. Pretty sure the names he released have kids too. Yeah, I know. I know. And then we got Kralin for 5. What comes first for Baldo Man? Justice where he gets raped by the justice system, or he overdoses on all his disgusting drugs, or the kids he will inevitably get from being a disgusting swinger. It's a multiple choice question and every answer is valid.
Some people on the internet do have like real lives that they get a little over sensationalized, which I've told you guys a lot. A lot of my life is way over sensationalized, and it's funny for a while until it's not, until it has real world impact.
How can
you
sensationalize the situation? A 9-year-old has tested positive for cocaine. That's about as sensational as it can possibly get.
Literally, that is the thing.
About how nobody else online has a real life. No, actually, everybody online has a real life as well. He seems to think that all these other people are just clowns and he's like a normal average guy. No, you're just as big of a clown as all of the rest of them. All of the rest of them have real lives that are affected as well. You're not special. You're not a king. You're not a god. You're just the same Joker clown shoes bum as the rest of them. In fact, you might be king of the Jokers, pal.
Impact, and the jokes had to stop. But getting back to this thing, I knew my kids would be coming home soon. I knew actually the exact date. And again, someday I'll get to tell the story of how this played out, because how it played out should terrify you.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
it
I
could
know.
happen
You're
to
not
you.
me. It should terrify you.
It could happen to you. You could engage in a degenerate polycule with cocaine and whores.
How many
You could
subs?
give your 9-year-old cocaine. It could happen to you.
Because in this county, my case went fast. That should terrify you.
No, actually, it's not terrifying. It's actually like comforting to know that scumbags like you get what they deserve. How about that, you fucking loser?
That this was fast.
What's sad is
Considering
he's
the
not really getting what he deserves.
No,
What he actually deserves is to be castrated. Is
At
what he
least,
actually
though,
deserves.
He's in mental hell. But yes, I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
Absolute dearth of evidence and accusations that they had. I know the internet has made a ton of accusations. Guys, the county doesn't accuse me of any of the stuff that you do. Which is why the kids are back home. So in light of this went fast.
Right.
That should bother you. That should worry you to your core if you're a parent.
It
Consenting.
actually worries me that you're not in jail.
What worries me is that the kids actually got returned back to you.
Yeah.
That's what actually worries me in this situation.
With April still there?
Yeah, and they have to call her mommy. Like, it's just grim. It's just really grimy, man.
Gross.
To the release of that footage would be one of the most irresponsible things a parent could do. The fact that you don't see that should indicate that you are terminally dun. Just a second. The fact that you don't see that should indicate that you're terminally connected to the internet and disconnected from reality.
Rekieta, you are terminally connected to the internet and disconnected from reality. You are arguing back and forth in private messages for days and hours and months and years with the owner of Kiwi Farms. You are devoting your time and resources to trying to correct the record with Kiwi Farms, a niche fucking internet forum, rather than spending time with your family, your kids that you just got reunited with, or arguing and battling with your legal defense. It's you who's actually more terminally online and more pathetic than Josh, because at least with Josh, that's his fucking livelihood. That's how he pays his bills, is through Kiwi Farms. You actually don't have to do this. And this is the part that really I just took the most umbrage with. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you think you're better than anybody?
Mm-hmm.
You are the lowest of the low. You neglected your children. You let them go hungry.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Which people like trying to psychoanalyze peace. Guys, I've used peace as a send-off forever.
Who cares?
So then Josh
I'm not
responds to me.
arguing about whether or not you used peace as a send-off. It's arguing about the most pedantic little things and going, see, look, I scored a W. I scored a W, Daddy. It makes it all go away. Saying peace is normal. So if it's normal to say peace at the end of a sentence, it means I did feed my kids. No, it doesn't. Shut the up. Get off the internet. This is crazy. You can't just hypnotize the whole world with this judo, man. This verbal judo. This is crazy.
An hour later, and he's like, he said peace. Why did he respond? I'm like, Josh, you sent a message back. I returned your message. Anyway, so he says, then have April consent. So like, instead of me consenting, I'm supposed to have someone else consent by proxy to get her. Listen to what Josh is suggesting. I'm saying, hey, Josh, me doing this would violate like a court order. He says, have someone else do it by proxy. That won't violate the order. Josh, listen to yourself, man. Homie, listen to yourself. I don't want to violate a court order.
Have you considered listening to yourself? Like, you're doing a whole live stream about Kiwi Farms in the midst of a legal case.
It's just crying.
It's just crying and pissing his pants and moaning about shit he has no control over.
Are you gonna believe me yet, guys?
And in the end of the day, he's gonna plead guilty to all of this shit.
Bro, these DMs don't help him at all. 0%. There is not a single DM here that makes me go, oh. I just go, fuck you.
I have someone else do it for me? That doesn't make it okay to do. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'll have, because I have control over her, apparently. Like, what should I Should I like use my puppet strings or should I intimidate her? Like, what is your proposition here? You just have her do it. Then it's not you. Fucking insane. But okay. No, Josh, very reasonable. Then have April consent. You were the one who said the footage would exonerate.
No, I love how that. I love how that's what's insane, and not his daughter testing positive for coke or his children being hungry or stinky. That's not insane. It's Josh Moon requesting that he might do this or that. That's the most insane thing that we need to focus on, right? It's just all so tiresome.
Yeah, dude.
It's really tiresome.
The footage would exonerate me. I believe, it's a little fuzzy. I believe I said that there are things in the footage that may help my case. They may actually be things that break the case. I don't know, especially at the time I had said it, I had not seen the footage. I still haven't seen
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
all of the footage. There's a shitload of it.
There's things that may listen, if you were innocent, it would exonerate you fully, but you know it won't.
Yeah.
So this is pointless.
This is one of those things where Josh takes something I said and he paraphrases it into a direct statement or accusation or whatever, but it isn't true. And it's the only reason I'm showing these messages is because he's done this multiple times now. And then people believe him and they say that he's credible.
Yes, everyone believes him. No one believes you. Yeah. Yes. These DMs do not change our mind about that fact at all.
I'm not. Well, I'm showing you the messages because
This, in fact, makes me disbelieve you even more and hate you even more.
the credibility here is critical. Josh has put in an affidavit that I have said things about the search of my house that I haven't said. He put it in an affidavit to the court.
Okay, well then isn't he going to go to
convince
jail for perjury if that's the case, right? Why don't you let the system resolve it? Well, he knows right well Josh didn't commit perjury and didn't lie in the affidavit. And so instead, he's just trying to make a public case for that to smear Josh and try and discredit Josh. But the thing is, even if you smear and discredit Josh, it doesn't make a fucking difference. Even if Josh and me and Andy and Alyssa Clips all fucking fell dead tomorrow, the truth of the matter still is that you're a degenerate, cuckold cokehead whose children went hungry and stinky. That's the truth.
Bored of something, but I didn't say those things. I think it was either him reading someone else's misinterpretation or he just made a mistake. I don't think it's malicious, to be very clear. I don't think Josh is malicious in any of this. I think he's myopic.
I love saying it in
I think
chat.
he's thirsty for the information.
He goes, I would forget if not for you guys, to be honest. Yeah, right.
And that overrides basic reasoning. But I don't think he's maliciously doing it. But here we go.
I hate Nick Rekieta.
Yeah.
I absolutely, I despise him.
Like, I just can't even stand listening to him at this point.
Because it's not only about that it's a lie, also. Because we see liars all the time, right? It's the whining. No, I swear. At least with Ralph, it gets drunk and calls people like the slur. You know what I mean?
Ralph will be direct and say, you, sucker, you're a lying piece of shit. And I hope you die and burn in hell, motherfucker. With Nick Rekieta, it's like, I love you. I actually really like you. I wish you $1 million.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man.
Slimy and weaselly, man.
By the county attorney. And my lawyer and Lady Rackets' lawyer independently agreed to it. It's in
I
the
bet it was
transcript
independent.
on your
There's no cooperation there whatsoever.
site. If you just read it, it's right there. They did it in court. And it's also in the order. So again, you normally would have no way of knowing this. Now you actually have a way of knowing this. You just didn't take the time to know it, which is fine, except now you're accusing me of doing this stuff. Anyway, insinuating everyone you don't like is a pedophile is an ugly and ineffective tactic. Well, Josh, funny thing, I didn't insinuate anybody that I'm not liking is a pedophile here. But Josh does this all the time. Go through the list of people that Josh used to like and who he doesn't like now, and look at how many of them he has called a pedophile.
So I really wanted to get to this part in it. So because you discover that somebody you associated with is now like Dick Masterson defending pedophilia and defending stuff, and now you don't like that person anymore, does not make you the bad person in that situation whatsoever. All of the people that Josh is calling a pedophile, at least to my knowledge, deserve to be called so. Vito is a pedo. Diddler Dax, the diddler. Let's be real, people. Let's be real.
This is an amazing case of projection from Josh. But notice in his conversation,
by the way,
I
it's projection when Rekieta himself is getting sued for defaming a guy as a pedophile. I don't think Josh needs to be hearing lessons about this from you, buddy.
Oh, man, dude.
Anyone a pedophile. Josh did. Josh called somebody pedophiles here. He tried to make me do it, but I didn't do it. I said army of avatars. Yeah, but I didn't call them pedophiles. Josh. You just have.
What's the implication there?
What's the implication there? I just said they have avatars.
Does he think everybody's
I also said you were an illustrated dog. Like it was just it's a pithy joke. Get over it.
Oh, so pithy.
But insinuating everyone you don't like is a pedophile is an ugly and ineffective tactic.
All of this shit. How about you get over it? Yeah. People are going to say what they're going to say on Kiwi Farms. You don't have control over it, bro.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's like, okay, what about you fucking deal with it, bitch? Right?
I love how it's turned into that Josh is the sensitive one when it's him berging out, writing essays at Josh.
Yes.
Tactic. Well, Josh, maybe you should have a helping of that sandwich. He says, I'll remind you, it was your cocaine and your child testing positive for cocaine to put you in this situation. Those are Joshua Moon's words. I haven't made any comment about this. I'm only reading them for completeness. And I'm not going to make any comment about that now. I have a pending criminal matter.
So you can't just say that you're innocent, right? I wonder why you can't say that that didn't happen. Is it because it did happen? Is it because it's true?
He says, I and my forum do not share responsibility. It's my forum. It's mine.
Well, it is his forum. He pays bills for it. He has the legal liability for it that he has to battle in court all the fucking time to keep it up. He had to deal with Keffels and the smear campaigns and all that fucking bullshit. So yeah, he has a right to say that it's his fucking forum, bitch. What do you think? It's your forum? You think you're the boss? You have no power here. Suck the Overlord's fucking broken penis, bitch.
Josh speaking on behalf of the forums again. Well, that's just rich. It's good. Josh, I'm glad you're finally coming around to this because for years you denied all of this. Like you were not acting on behalf of the forum.
That it was his forum. What he says is he's not responsible for what people post on there because he's not. Under current U.S. law, just because he hosts it doesn't mean he's responsible for what they say. That you've made this is so disingenuous. I can't believe we're even going through this shit. There are other people posting their opinions on there. Not every post Josh is in agreement with. Despite that, it's still his forum.
It's so
like you're acting on behalf of you and the people do it themselves, but I guess it's collective now. So then I said, you're the king of insinuating people are pedophiles. I didn't insinuate anything. I said, are you having a reaction? Because I said, holy avatars. I said, also, like normal, your paraphrase of what I said is not precise. I said, peace, Josh. I hope you and your pedophiles have a good day. Josh,
these are fucking grown-ass men.
Wait.
Called your paraphrase of what I said is not precise. I said, peace, Josh. I hope you and your pedophiles have a good day.
So you have straight up called them pedophiles. Like, do you have the memory of a goldfish?
Yeah, like we just said it.
It's like, Rekieta, you are like in your 40s talking like this, going back and forth with a guy who runs an internet forum. You're a grown-ass man. This is childish and pathetic. Get so a fucking grip over your life, man.
Josh called them pedophiles. I didn't. But I'll go with the moniker. That's on him. So then he says, you are not as smart as you think you are. And I said, oh, no. That's fine. I hope I'm not as smart as I think I am. So then, today at 1:03 p.m., I said, by the way, very curious where you think I alleged police planted anything. And this is getting into the meat of the matter. Because I noticed that Josh said that I said this, but I didn't say that.
Oh,
actually
right.
have specifically avoided saying that.
No, stop it. When you say to Chrissy Mayer on her show, you'd be surprised what cops might put in your home or what cops might bring into your home. What's the implication of that? You stop it. Stop it. You think everybody is stupid?
I haven't said it at all. When people insinuated that I meant it, I said I didn't say that. I have clearly not. I've specifically not.
Barnes has said that.
If I'm wrong, please somebody let me know, because I'm pretty sure I've never actually said this. And I haven't seen anybody find it yet. I said, you put it in a motion supported by affidavit. Are you sure you didn't just paraphrase something incorrectly and assume what I meant?
Right there, this is where it's the ultimate scumbag maneuver by Rekieta. Because when he asks him to clarify on that, if Josh says, oh, I'm not sure or whatever, then Josh has admitted to perjury. And Josh will be held liable for that. So Rekieta's trying to get Josh here to incriminate himself. So if I was Josh, I honestly would just get the fuck out of this situation. I would block Rekieta's number. I would fucking move on, because the guy is a slimy, sniveling scumbag.
He's the worst. He's actually the worst, dude.
Yeah, and you're right, Joe Star. Josh is touching the shit on this one. On it, like, I wouldn't get involved personally in this to get the fucking body cam footage. He probably shouldn't have got involved in it to get the body cam footage. You know, like, it's probably not a good idea to get this close to this situation. But Josh is a fucking superhero. His cape's fucking flying. He takes it upon himself to do this shit. And so he knows what the risks are. And that's what he's doing. And that's up to Josh. He's a grown ass man. I personally wouldn't have done it.
I agree, but Josh has been he's already gone this far. You know what I mean? That's how I think he sees it.
He's
probably
this far committed into it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Somebody has to try and hold this fucking scumbag. Somebody has to hold this scumbag accountable. So I think it is righteous, but it's probably not the smartest thing, which is pretty much Josh's mantra, is trying to be super righteous, even if it's not necessarily the smartest thing. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Or maybe you misread a retarded summary from a forum post. Who knows? So Josh said, you literally said that Alicia Sweep by name lied under oath. Yes. Yes, I did. And that did happen. It was not during the search, however, but Alicia Sweep did lie under oath. In fact, when we left the court hearing, I walked right up to her and I said, you lied under oath and you know it. I walked right up to her. I pointed at her. I said it to her face. I will say it every single day. Alicia Sweep lied under oath in Candy, Ojai County. 100% she did that.
By the way,
I also said,
I love how he has, I don't think this even happened, but if he did happen, he has this weird history of confronting women alone in hallways after court or in elevators after court to try and press them about stuff. I'd love to see him try and do that with a man. I'd love to see him try and get up in a tough fucking cop's face that outweighs him by 150 pounds and try and talk that fucking shit. He wouldn't have the fucking balls to do so. But whenever it's a woman that he feels he can intimidate, he immediately goes up to them and does that. It's funny how that is.
The problem with all of this is that when there is no other witness than you and the government agent, you have two options. You have to live with the lie, because no one's punishing her.
Confront Aaron. Aaron would actually whoop his ass. That's the crazy thing. Aaron has done boxing and stuff like that. Is he like a real pro boxer? No, but he knows enough to whoop Nick's ass. And he probably outweighs Nick by about 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Or you have to testify. And testifying to counter the lie does two things. One, it pits your credibility against the government worker. Now, the government worker who works with the CPS investigator all the time, or the judge who works with the CPS investigator all the time and doesn't know you at all, where do you think that credibility default is going to go?
Why do you think you have any credibility to fucking begin with? And this question is, it's like, why would the CPS person lie? Why would they lie? It's like, what's the motivation for them to explicitly screw you? Are they doing that all the time? Is every case they're just trying to screw over the parents and steal their kids from them? Like, what do you think this is?
Investigator. So I would have to go take the stand and say, no, Alicia Sweep lied about this thing. That didn't happen. And then I would similarly be opening myself up to cross-examination when I have a criminal matter.
Oh,
you
so
just have to
okay.
eat shit sometimes.
So okay. Yeah, you just had to eat that big bag of shit, huh? Okay.
I mentioned this with less specificity, but that's the way the system works.
Couldn't
Sometimes
prove anything.
you don't have the opportunity to call out a lie. Lies go by in court.
He wouldn't say it in court because he know that he'd perjure himself if he said it in court because it's a fucking lie. And he wasn't able to prove any of this shit because it's unprovable because it's all bullshit.
I pray you're never in a position where those lies impact your children. I really do. Because it fucking sucks,
6
man.
hours, by the way, if you...
Oh my God. How much more, guys, do you want us to do
There's
with this?
20 more minutes, man. I'm just like...
How much more do you guys want? Are you okay with us ending it here? You know, Josh has covered it extensively on his show, doing the whole thing.
I'm just tired.
Let's do our moment of Zen.